Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So over the past few days, I did as much testing as I could on the new Spider Hard Dungeon that just dropped, and I did record a video for you guys, but I wasn't really happy with the team that I made. I wasn't really happy with the time that I got, because if I'm using a super endgame composition, I feel like I could make a better composition. So my teammates, my clanmates from MAD, they did encourage me to try to come up with a better time, better composition that I can probably do. So that's what we ended up doing, guys. We got a brand new composition. So before I do go on, I do want to say that this is not on the test server. This is actually on my main account, as you can see. And we got the world record on our main account, guys, with the 8 seconds Spider Stage 10, which is the Tainted Skavag. So for a world record kind of composition, you're going to need really good gear and you're going to require certain kind of composition. But this composition requires 3 champions and it's actually pretty consistent. Most world record teams, they are very inconsistent, but this one I would say it's about a 97% win rate, and you're going to see why in a moment. But there is a composition out there that can do 4-man that I believe can do it also in the same time, 8 seconds, and that's actually something that my good friend Haha actually suggested me to try out after I showcased this champion lineup here. So I want to showcase the run real quick for you guys, and the composition is going to be, again, it's not going to be a early game to mid game kind of composition. It's a very end game composition, but aside from the one Acrizia, I feel like these two are, well, I guess it's not really easily accessible by any means, but you can replace this with a Lydia. The Trunda will be harder to replace, but she's going to be providing a lot of damage because of her A2. So basically the way this run is going to go is the Dracomorph providing the defense down weaken, and the Trunda is going to provide the A2 nuke, and then the Acrizia is also going to provide that extra damage oomph that we're going to need. I also want to add that I'm working on some more friendly compositions going forward, but the reason why I wanted to showcase this team first right away immediately is because there's a world record I'm trying to chase right now, and it is 8 seconds. So basically that's the reason why I wanted to put this out first immediately and get it out to you guys as soon as possible. So the way this goes is it's going to be 3 champions. That's all you're going to need here, and it's going to consist of Trunda, Acrizia, Dracomorph. I know they're not easy champions to get, but again, guys, when you're chasing a world record, you have to understand that you're gonna need certain champions and you're gonna need certain gear to get to this point. So that's pretty much what I'm going after, the world record. So the way this is gonna go is the Dracomorph is gonna provide a defense down weaken, and the Trunda is gonna nuke with the A2, and then the Acrizia is also gonna provide a bit of oomph with the nuke as well, the AOE. Now, I do want to mention that this run is not going to be 100% consistent, because in Raid Shadow Legends, unless your champion says this debuff cannot be resisted, no matter what your accuracy is, no matter how high you get it, you're going to be able to get it resisted by the champions in the game or the bosses or whatever in the game, because that's just the way the game works. So there's always a 3% chance that your accuracy, even if you have it at the most efficient accuracy for these dungeons, is going to get resisted. But in this case of Spider Stage 10, or hard, I believe the accuracy you need to consistently land the debuffs is around 300 to 350-ish, around there, but just in case I went with 350 on the Dracomorph here. So enough of the talking, let's show you the runs. Hopefully we can land the defense out and the weaken when we showcase it here. Okay, beautiful, and boom, 8 seconds. That's pretty much how it goes. So AoE defense down weaken. We got the Acrizia with the a bit of damage there, and then the Trunda just finishes it off. And the reason why there's a cutoff at the end of it where it should have been added additional seconds is because the game already registered that the run has ended. So basically what is going to help us get that 8 seconds easily is because we have Soul Reaper on the blessing of the Trunda, so that pretty much finishes off the spider at the end. So let's run it back again. We got the AoE defense down, landed again with the weaken. So a bit of oomph of damage, and then boom, and then Soul Reaper finishes it off. So it's pretty much the way it goes. Like this is pretty consistent as long as we can land the defense down in the weaken. If we don't land one or the other, then we're pretty much screwed. But that's where the 3% comes in, and that's why I said it's going to be a 97% win rate. So let's run it again one more time. I kind of want to see what it is without the defense down weaken, just so we can kind of see how it goes if it's a bad run. So yeah, it's pretty much what it is. Let's run it again. Okay, well, I wanted to see I mean, obviously, I'm telling you right now, if the defense down weekend does not land, then it's gonna fail. But can we get it in this one here? Okay, whatever. So that is the run, guys, and I do want to show you the presets that I have on these champions, and again, like I said, pretty consistent here. And there's a composition I do want to try out after showing you the presets and the builds that I have on these champions, because I think that composition that my friend mentioned to me is going to be really consistent. And okay, let's go over to the presets. So for the presets of this build here, we have the Trunda leading with the aura, because she does provide the attack aura for dungeons. And over to the presets, we have the Dracomorph starting it off. We have him at 267 speed, and we have a chunk of accuracy on him, 351. And we're going to be opening with the AoE defense on weaken, because we need that for that bit of damage. And then over to the Acrizia, who's at 255 speed, and it's a little bit flexible because the spider boss is going to run at 245 speed from my testing, and you pretty much just want Acrizia to go ahead of the Trunda. So as long as the Acrizia goes ahead of the Trunda will finish it off with that Blessing Soul Reaper. And yeah, so you could just have her at 247 and the Trunda at 246, and that's fine. But this is the speed I have her on at the moment. So 255 speed, 321% crit damage, and I will show you the gear afterward. And for the Trunda here, we have her opening with the A2, which is going to be the big nuke, and attacks one enemy, then attacks all other enemies with a second hit, dealing 60% of the damage inflicted from the first hit. And I do have her at 100% crit cap, of course, 269% crit damage, along with 6200 attack, and the accuracy is not really relevant here. So I do have her 247 speed as well, going after the Acrizia, so she's going last right before the boss goes, and that's pretty much the preset. Now over to their gear. Yeah, honestly, I just put on kind of like random gear just to match the stat requirements, and it's pretty much what you saw already. The 267 speed, as long as he's going the fastest on the team, the 351 accuracy just in case, and the skills, I mean, yeah, I do have a fully booked out, of course, but this is all that's really relevant to make sure I can, well, actually, this isn't really relevant because the cooldown doesn't matter here. So actually, you don't even need him booked if you have a Dracomorph. And for the abilities here, honestly, none of this matters. I could probably have him fully undone with this, and it doesn't matter because all he's doing is just providing the AoE defense down weaken. And then for the Acrizia here, also again, I threw in random, kind of just trying to stack her damage as much as possible, not in savage gear, just trying to get her crit damage as high as I can. And the attack isn't really relevant here. I do have her running at 255 speed, like I mentioned, crit capped. And for the skills, she is fully booked out. I do have her in Brimstone, but that doesn't matter at all here because the spider doesn't really take a turn. And for the, yeah, these are the masteries going down to the flawless execution for the extra bit of crit damage, 20%. And over to the Trunda. Now the Trunda, I do have her built in Savage set. Now this is, so the Savage set here is crucial because it's going to help you do a bit more damage to the boss. So that is kind of a necessity. And over to the stats, we have her at 6200 attack, 247 speed, going last on the team right before the boss goes, to 100% crit cap, 269% crit damage. The accuracy resistance doesn't matter here. And for the skills, I do have her fully booked out. For the masteries, I do have her with Hell Smasher, but you can just go with the flawless execution if you need it. This Hell Smasher is not really necessary. And that's pretty much the team. Alright, so I do want to test out another team that is going to be 100% consistent win rate, and it's going to be more pay to win, but I do want to test it out to see if it's going to be 8 seconds still, and I think it will, so let's get right to it.
A few moments later.
Alright guys, we are back and we redid the composition by adding a Bellinor and a Zavia instead of the Dracomorph, because if you didn't know, Bellinor has an A2 ability here that does an AoE defense on weaken, but it can't be resisted once he's on the same team as Zavia. So this is like the perfect combination to go with this kind of comp if you want to make a consistent 100% win rate team. And the Zavia, I do have her built with pretty much no speed because I don't want her to take a turn. And we're about to find out if Bellinor is going to work with the 8 seconds because he does have, he might have a slightly slower animation going on, so I don't know if he will still make it work with 8 seconds, but we'll find out together here. So same setup as before, Bellinor going fast enough to open with the defense down weaken, and then the Acrizia going with the A2 with that bit of oomph nuke, and then the Trunda to finish it off with the A2, as well as the Soul Reaper to finish off the Spider Queen. So let's go and see what happens. Beautiful. Okay, so this is actually 100% win rate. This is the best team in the game right now. Best team. I don't think there's going to be a better team than this because 8 seconds, I don't think anybody's going to get to 7 seconds, honestly. I think 8 seconds is going to be as good as it gets. And this is pretty much the perfect composition that'll never fail, right? Because we have the AoE defense down weekend that's can't be resisted. So you don't have to worry about accuracy issues. You don't have to worry about 3% or anything like that. And basically we have the nuke with the Acrizia that's going to be consistent, as well as the Trunda, and really strong team here. So there you have it, guys. That is the composition. Let's run it back one more time just to see. Yeah, it's a really fun composition. I really like seeing it in action. And again, guys, going forward, I will work on some more friendly compositions for people to relate to a little bit more. But again, for this, for the sake of this video, I wanted to chase that world record that's available, and I wanted to go for it. At the time of this recording, I got a notification recently, like about a couple minutes ago, that the world record was already taken by Galen. Of course he did, for 8 seconds, but we can tie it at least, right? So world record 8 seconds, here we are. And if you guys are curious on the preset that I have set up for the Bellinor and the stats, basically the A2 priority, that's pretty much it. And then just going fast enough to go past the ahead of the Acrizia and Trunda, of course. And the accuracy here does not matter at all because he can't be resisted. If you don't have a Zavia, then you are gonna need the accuracy. But if you do have a Zavia that you can pair with the Bellinor, then you don't have to worry about the accuracy at all. So the Zavia, I have her super slow because she's not really taking a turn. She's just there for the passive or the kick in for that couple effect, right? With the can't be resisted, and that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys figure out something really cool for yourself as well. Let me know in the comment section down below. What kind of composition are you using? What stage are you currently hitting right now, or what stage are you stuck at? And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys enjoy my content, please make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you all in the next video.